Hey, it's your boy Jay Hardcore Boxing News back at you with what's happening in the world of boxing today. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And I am happy to be in the building with all the great people of the Hangout. Yes, indeedy, man. Good to be back in the building. It's Sunday night, so you know what it is. It's the old timers show, man. You heard me. When those great minds get together and talk about this beautiful sport we love called boxing, man. Yes, indeedy. And I'm gonna tell you, people been talking about it all week. Is it coming on today? This, that, and the third. Matter of fact, let's bring in our first guy right now. Always the first. Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. What's up, brother?
Salute, brother. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you as well, my brother. How was your day so far?
Not bad, man. Not bad. I went to my brother had a little Easter breakfast lunch kind of a thing. I guess they call it brunch. I still can't get used to that term. But but I went there and I ate my fill. Came home. I watched that amazing fight this afternoon, man. Frazier Clark and Fabio.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I mean, dude, this was two guys who left it all in the ring. I
That's what I heard. I missed
oh,
it, but I heard it was crazy.
bro. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it by talking about it. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that happened this weekend, and hey, that's why I'm here, bro. I love boxing, and I love it from the lips of the OGs. You know, they're too old to lie, and they know too much to not to. So it's where it's at, bro.
And they done got rid of the filters. They ain't got no filters no more, man. They say what they want to say, and I love it. I love it. Yes, indeedy, man. A good weekend. Great fights yesterday. Two guys that actually left it in the ring yesterday night too, as well, man. I enjoyed the whole card yesterday. Man, it was amazing. I mean, you're talking blood and guts, man. They took us back to the Roman days, didn't they?
Bro, I watched the whole card. I went on live. I had over 1,000 people in my chat room in my house last night.
Wow.
Man, I'll tell you, and it was so much fun. And every fight, man, the Brian Mendoza fight, man, the Martinez fight, the Lara fight, every one of them, and two main events, man. We saw Pitbull, and then we saw Fandora, both
Mm.
and the new. There's nothing like hearing that from Jimmy Lennon Jr. You know,
Hmm.
I'm still on that natural high from the weekend. Not to mention my normal cannabis induced high. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yes, sir, I do. Hey, two broken jaws on the undercard, man. I'm like, goodness gracious.
That's what's up.
Man, oh man, oh man. I'ma tell you, man, I enjoyed myself, man. I had no complaints whatsoever. I mean, wow, and then to see Spence get in the ring last night. Wow, that was crazy.
And I do a lot. I do a lot of reading. I go on the online periodicals everywhere I can find. And from what I'm
Mm-hmm.
about that, Samson Linkowitz, Honduras promoter, he want
Mm-hmm.
he's leaning heavily toward that Spence fight. He said it. I read it. He said it's a done deal. We're going to go to Errol Spence because that's where the money is. He can fill up Cowboy Stadium. We can put 90,000 people in there, and then we'll go after Bud Crawford. But we're looking for the cash cow fights, and that said a lot to me, man. That just said what boxing's all about, the business of boxing. It's not about the belts. It's about making that bag. Fandora knows he's got a shelf life on him. He's been knocked out before. His career was in shambles. He wants to make the bag, brother.
Hey, I can understand that they don't call it prize fighting for nothing.
Hmm.
They don't call it prize fighting for nothing. And man, I'm gonna tell you, I heard from a little birdie that the expected numbers that they thought they would hit yesterday they surpassed it. They say it was an all-out nice turnout, pay-per-view numbers, everything are already trickling in, and they said they've already passed the expected numbers they were looking for.
I don't pay attention to that till it becomes the topic during the week or after the fight. But I noticed the arena, that T-Mobile arena. I watched it from the opening, the preliminaries where they had them on free on YouTube. The place was carnivorous. It was huge. There was nobody in there. And as the evening progressed, you could saw it filled up, and it looked like a full house. I don't know if they gave seats away at the end to do that. You know how we hear all these things where they want a full house, and if they don't sell it, they'll give them away on the streets. So that really doesn't bother me, but it looked like a full house, very festive, man. I mean, it was a cool night of boxing. You know, PBC. I'm even reading some people saying it was a trash card and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, man, that was so entertaining from beginning to end. We saw gladiators, like broken jaws, title changing hands, upsets, blood. Like, I mean, dude, it was like Freddie came out from Friday.
Wow, man. Hold on. Let's bring on another brother right now. Man that needs no introduction. What's up, brother Marvin?
Yeah, how you doing, man? I keep calling, man.
You don't miss, do you?
So
Did you call Fundora?
Huh?
Did you call Fundora?
Well, I was thinking about it, but I knew Rolly wasn't going nowhere, man.
The Rolly, man, I'll tell you, Rolly was humbled.
Yeah, he got humbled for sure, man. And then his old trainer put something out and said, "Now what's the excuse?" He said, "Now what's the excuse?"
Well,
you know, at first it was me.
I wasn't listening to the broadcast, but I was watching it, and I noticed Rolly was very graceful. You know, I did turn that on when they were interviewing him after the fight, and he was graceful in defeat. He wasn't complaining about anything, talking about any cheating or any fair disadvantage. But that was last night. Who knows what's going on in Rolly's mind today? This Pitbull too is very, very impressive. And I'm reading about his family goes back where his grandfather holds a victory over the great Pepino Cuevas, who I'm sure Marvin remembers. The welterweight, the man was one of the greatest left hooks in welterweight history. And Pepino's grandfather beat Cuevas.
I'm gonna bring somebody else in. Hold on 1 second.
All right, man.
Bernard Hackett, what's happening, bro?
Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, you were at the fights?
Nah, Jaleel went out to the fights.
Okay, I wondered if you went, because I know I seen Jaleel.
Nah, I was holding down my bed in my bedroom. That's the best seat in the house.
Oh man, unlimited food and everything.
What? Who you telling? Lean back popcorn and chocolate.
But see, you know, Rolly's a good marketer. He talked himself into a fight. He talked himself into a championship, and then he talked himself into getting his ass whipped.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
I'm saying, I'm saying he was a great promoter of himself, man. You know, and it worked out for him, man. You know, but it was exposed.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now
it is what it is.
Pitbull's in the driver's seat now. He's got some very high caliber fights at his disposal right now. That 140-pound division, man, that's fire.
Man, oh man, you're right. You're right, man. I mean, just to see the opportunities they were already talking opportunity for him, but he made up for his last fight. You know what I'm saying? People didn't care too much about his last fight, but yesterday, you know how fight fans are. They fickle, so now they back. They want them. They want Tank and Pitbull Cruz now. That's what they want. They want Tank and Pitbull Cruz now, man. So we will see.
Marvin fell off the wire. He'll be back.
And a few other people just sent me a text, said they're on their way as well. But pretty much what we're going to do is do a recap of yesterday's event, because I thought it was exciting. You know what I mean? I got some good information that I heard from some of the people up top. And as I said, they said that the numbers are looking very good. They were excited. They said that the numbers they were expecting, they done already passed those numbers already. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. They're getting to see, they're really tapping into another market when you get on that prime thing. You know what I mean? Some eyes that you normally would normally see these fights are going to get the chance to see these fights now, man. So, that prime is in everybody's living room, man. Everybody's living room. You know what I mean? So it's impossible not for numbers to go up. So PBC have put themselves in a very lucrative position, and it ain't just for 1 year; it's multiple years. So man, put on your seatbelts, because I think we're about to have some fun.
Yeah, I'm saying a lot of people talking like boxing is dying, man. That's crap. Everybody wants to see a good fight, or see a fight anyway, whether it's good or bad. You got a lot of boxing fans out there, man, that want to see that work, man.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely want to see that work, man. And man, we seen a picture of your son yesterday, Bernard. Him and Spence. Good Lord.
Yeah, he's a big boy, man. He's a big boy.
Yo, he made Spence look teeny. Look, and Spence is known to be a big boy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I keep telling people, man, Jaleel different, man. He can physically make the 47, as we saw last fight, with relative ease. He's about 6'1". He's a big guy, and he can punch. A lot of times you get a big guy that might can box real good, and that might be the only dimension. But Jaleel is a big puncher.
Yeah. I feel sorry for what's coming on, for the people that's gonna have to fight that boy. I'm sorry, Jack. They in trouble.
Yeah.
Mr. Will, how you doing, Mr. Will?
What's happening, fellas? How's everybody?
Hey, sir, how you doing?
Good evening, brother.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, it's good to see the usual suspects. I tell you, I heard that some more people are coming. You dig? But right now we just getting a loose talk about yesterday, man, and I enjoyed it, man. From beginning, from the free fights all the way up was good, and the kid Kermel got 8 rounds put in yesterday, so that's always good to get them rounds in, man.
Yeah, he got touched. He got a pretty good chin too, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We got some questions answered yesterday.
Right. Yeah, he'll fight him, man. Everybody talking about a little Tank.
Yeah, that's what they saying. They calling him Little Tank. I think because he light skinned.
Right. Well, that have a lot to do with it.
Right.
Yeah, and he is a scrapper, man. He showed that he's a good scrapper, man. That he's gonna do that to the end.
Yeah,
you hit me, I'm gonna get you back.
Yeah. All I can say is PBC is in good hands.
Yeah,
they're in good hands, man, for sure. Without a doubt, man. From what we're seeing and man, what's to come, Then we seen Spence get in the ring last night and say, "I'll be your Huckleberry, man." Wow. Woo. Yo,
Man,
it was.
Earl ain't never been the type of guy that want tune-ups. He jumps straight in the water.
Well, that's gonna be his downfall, man.
I get a real good feeling that that's the next fight we're gonna see.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
In Dallas, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I wonder what they're gonna do about that WBO, because you know the WBO.
I don't think they give a shit about it. These title belts today, they're not as bad as the money you're gonna get for these huge fights, man. And Fandora knows, man. Fandora knows. Make that money while you can, because those belts are not gonna feed your children.
That is so true. That is so true. We're gonna bring in another heavyweight in the building.
Wait a minute, where her arms out?
Coach Kenny.
Girl,
what's up?
What up with you, Coach?
Hey, now cool. I'm just getting in.
I know that's right. All right, the usual suspects are filling up the building, man. Yes, indeed. We talking about yesterday, man. About last night.
Yeah, that was a good card last night.
Excellent card. I just want to make sure was it just me and I was just starving for boxing, or was it a great card last night?
That was a good competition, man.
And everybody was pretty much evenly matched too, man.
Everybody had a chance to win.
Right.
And they had to juggle that card with only 12 days to go, and it came out so nice, bro. You know.
Yeah. I ain't seen a card like that in a while.
Yeah. One second, let me send a link to somebody. All right. Yeah, I tell you what, let's get started, man. First of all, we're talking about the recap of yesterday. Out of all the fights, one at a time, what was your best fight? We'll start with Bruce Gas. We'll go around.
Oh man. You're putting me on the spot, because they just seem to get better and better, and every fight had its merit, man. And I can't say the best fight of the night, man. Maybe Fandor and Zoo, the last fight, but every one of those fights, man, I like to chop each one of them up because they all merited that. The Laura fight was awesome, man. Pitbull Cruz, bro. I mean, damn, you can't put me on the spot and hold me to one, because I ain't gonna do it, man. A lot of those, they were all standout fights last night, man. PBC did a hell of a job.
Yeah. Did you give me a fight? Which fight did you give me?
Oh, the big upset, man. Fandora and Tim.
Okay.
I mean, that kept me on the edge of the chair. I just couldn't believe how Tim Zoo just fell apart when that blood started coming down, bro. I mean, that's when the tough get going, man. That's when Marvin Hagler and Thomas Hearns. Hagler just said, "Hey, I ain't gonna let a little bit of this red stuff stop the fight. We can go back in time. I ran Barkley and Hearns. So many different fights where that blood just gives you inspiration, and Fandora, man, and Tim Zoo just didn't answer that call. You know?
Bernard Hackett. Favorite fight last night?
I had to go with the main event as well. I think it was like a throwback fight. You saw a lot of blood. You didn't see, a lot of running from those guys. You saw boxing, but that's not to say any of the other fights weren't. I thought every fight on there, for this to be a kickoff or something, they couldn't have asked for a better card.
Okay. Kenny?
I'm gonna rock with the main event, man. I think any one of the fights could have been the main event, but the main event last night, man, both fighters had to get past adversity. I think Vandora's nose was broke. He was bleeding from the nose and the mouth. And then the champion got cut, and it just turned things around, But it showed the young fighters, man, it ain't gonna always go your way. You gotta keep pushing, But that was a good throwback fight last night, and it wasn't an upset to me because I was rocking with Fandor.
Yeah, you called it from the beginning. You called it 2 weeks ago. You did say Fandor was going to win. But let me ask you a question, Kenny. if the blood doesn't show up, does Fundora still win?
I think so.
Why?
I mean, he was using his jab last night. Like, even if he would have used half of the jabs he used last night, he would have won. So I still think, you know, without the blood, he was beating him with one hand, you know? So, yeah, I think he would have won.
All right. Mr. Will,
Yes,
favorite
sir.
fight which one was your favorite fight last night?
Well, I gotta say something, y'all.
Okay.
I'm still a little ticked off at myself because I started to listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you now. This is crazy. I started to bet on the co-main event and the main event, right? And at the last minute, changed my mind and didn't bet, and I left some money on the table because I had Pitbull doing what he did to Rolly, and I had Fundora as well over Tim Zoo, and didn't place the bet. I was so mad. I was so mad.
They were paying good money for that fight too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you like this: worst case scenario, I would have walked away with at least $600 at a bare minimum. That's at a minimum.
Damn.
So I'm still kicked off about that.
Yeah, I'm a little mad too because I could have borrowed $1 from you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could have got you know? Yeah.
All right, so who was your fight last night, man?
Well, yeah, I had to go with the main event as well because it was high drama.
Okay. All right. Marvin McDowell.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't see the fight, but I called it. I didn't see the card at all. But I knew what was going to happen, you know. And my predictions, that's where it was, you know, to make the two main events, you know. So I just couldn't see. I couldn't. Rolly was a lot of hype and talk, man. You know, like
yeah.
You know, it just he was talking stuff, but he never showed anybody in his whole career that what he was talking about, you know, he could do. So he talked himself into a championship fight, man. Just talking, man.
Yeah. You know what though? It sounds like he's been beat into retardation too, man. Seriously. Did you hear the post-fight interview?
He said Happy Easter, right?
Yeah.
He said Happy Easter to everybody.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You know he's delusional, man.
Yeah, it's something wrong, man. He's a couple of chairs short of a dinette set. That's for sure.
He didn't start talking, I think, till he was 7 years old, something like that.
Yeah,
he making up for it now.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, wow. All right. Speaking of the main event, got a question. We'll start with Bernard on this one first. Would you have stopped that fight if you was a trainer last night?
No.
Okay. Why?
I didn't think it was a reason for it to be stopped. Now, if you're talking about me being strategically, I would have been like, he can't see, the blood is running into his eyes. It was from an accidental butt. I would have tried to get it that way just to be strategic. Because if they would have before the fourth round, they call it, then we just got a no contest. But just in an overall general, I think the corner more or less, and not to say like a fault, but they weren't prepared for something like that. And because they weren't, they were trying to dress it as well as they could, but they didn't have the stuff that could stop bleed, the adrenaline and stuff like that. It seemed like they were just trying to pack it every round with Vaseline. And once you're out there for 15 seconds, the sweat and then something hit it, the Vaseline gone. So it was a definite.
I have noticed something. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying it was a definite precautionary tale for other coaches who work the corner. Make sure you have everything prepared because you never know what can happen.
That looked like that looked like the water and the condom syndrome again last night.
Oh, you talking about back to Mike Tyson back in the day?
Yeah, man, I'm sad.
Yeah, no, you know, a lot of these big fights you see the top guys around like Stitch Duran and Mike Bessel. These guys, they got everything. They're prepared for situations. But those cuts at the hairline, bro, that's skin against bone. There's nothing you can. And I wasn't even sure that was caused by a butt. I thought that might have been caused by an elbow.
It was an elbow. It was an elbow.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was that elbow when he was coming in, but it was like right at the end of right at the bell, caught everybody, caught the whole corner by surprise. And when he was coming out after they rang the bell, the blood was already flowing. It was unstoppable. So man,
you know what? I noticed. I said something about it with the guys I was watching it with last night. I noticed Tim Zoo came in with his head in the first round. I said something about. I said Zoo just caused a headbutt. That was the first round, but nobody got cut. And then what round was that when that occurred? That was the second or third round, I think, when that happened. But like I noticed that the Zoo kept coming in with his head. He did that to himself.
Coach Kenny,
Yes,
Kenny,
sir.
would you have stopped that?
No.
Okay. Why?
I think not now one of the rounds they applied 15 to 20 seconds of pressure. They just wiped it and start working. Not one time did they apply pressure first. You got to apply the pressure first before you put the stuff on it. You know what I mean? They didn't do that not one time.
That's true.
Inexperienced corner.
Yeah.
And then I think I
would
have tried him standing up before he sat down to take some of the pressure, because you got a lot of arteries up there. It would took some of the pressure off the arteries. You know what I mean?
Wow. So now you talking stuff we don't know. Explain that to us, Kenny.
It's just like when you put a pressure cup on and you bring the veins up in your arm. When you sit down from the waist up, all that's pressure.
Oh.
And it's just like if you get cut and you hold your arm in the air, less blood will come out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And did you notice as soon as the bell rang too, when they cleaned him up, the blood wasn't flowing during the post-fight interview?
That's
right. Oh, but that's because they get to use other stuff that they can't normally use. Yeah.
But that was before he got the dozen staples in there.
Yeah, but certain stuff you can't use during the fight, but you can use after the fight. Yeah.
Well, all right, man. Well, it was right in the ring. It wasn't even in the dressing room. It was as soon as the bell rang, they wiped him up and then they interviewed him. I think they interviewed Zoo before they interviewed Fundora, and it wasn't bleeding during his immediate interview after the fight. So maybe he bled too much, bro, because he was bleeding by the quart in that fight.
Man,
anybody remember Chavez and Marrez fighting? They butt heads in the first round, and then the fight didn't even happen. He had the same cut in his head. Ramirez. Yep, both of them ram heads, boom, right on the hairline in the first round, and they never rematched after that.
Wow.
Both of them had over 100 fights going into the fight.
Okay. Yep. Marvin McDowell, would you have stopped the fight with the blood like that?
Nope, because there's always a chance for things turning around.
Okay. Great point. All righty. At the end of the night of that fight, Spence got the ring. We've been hearing talks about Crawford fighting the winner. Now Spence jumps in the ring and says, "I'll be your Huckleberry." What do y'all think about that? Marvin McDowell, what do you think?
It's over with for Spence, man. It's over.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do.
Why?
And I'm saying because he's damaged goods, man. He's damaged goods. And
Rolly? Yeah, he's done.
No, not Rolly. We're talking Spence. We're talking Spence right now.
Spence is done. Spence is damaged goods, man. I'm saying Ever since
Spence.
that,
Yeah.
ever since that,
I thought.
the accident and
Yeah.
all the stuff that goes along with it, man.
Yeah.
It's over with, man. Now forget
Yeah.
about it,
I
man.
agree. I
He
agree.
gonna make some money if he take a lesser opponent, But
Yeah.
if he fight somebody on that high class level, man, he's gonna get hurt, and they'll have to use the money that he make to take care of him the rest of his life. So he might as well just get out, man. Get a couple of fights where they might be contenders or whatever, where he can make some money. But I'm saying on that high class level, I don't think he can do it again.
Bernard Hackett.
Fellas, I'm gonna go out and come back in because I'm breaking up a lot over here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try this again.
All right. Bernard Hackett, what do you think, man?
Well, I can't count Earl out. We've had too many great athletes throughout sports that have been able to make great comebacks from accidents, from injuries. We never thought Joppy was gonna box again after he broke his neck, and he came back and won his title again. Like I said, if we're talking about the knockout, and we're talking about that, Manny Pacquiao got put on his face. Manny Pacquiao was knocked out more than once and came back. I
Different
think
people, different things.
yeah, I think it's the man within him. And if you've been an Earl Spence fan, or you've been a better on Earl Spence, whatever decision he makes, you should be happy with it, because you've won way more than you will ever be able to say you lost.
Okay.
I agree.
Coach Kenny.
I think they should put him in there with a gatekeeper. Somebody's gonna make him work. Keep their eyes on his balance and see what he look like before they put him in there with another, a fighter, a heavy hitter. Just
I
make
got
sure
the perfect opponent for you.
make sure
How
he
about
good. Make sure he good before he get back in the war. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look, I would say put him in there with sometimes Thurman.
I
Keith
ain't
can't
gonna say
even Keith
no,
can't
not
even
not
make
even
it to the fight.
not even Thurman.
Thurman
Now,
hurt him.
That level.
that's Glass Man right there,
But
man.
Thurman
That's
can
Glass
still
Man.
he can still punch though.
Yeah.
Not even Thurman.
Wow.
Wow.
That's saying a lot.
Wow. Yeah.
Gotta make sure
Bruce,
the man gotta make sure he good before you put him back out there.
This is damaged goods, man.
Yeah,
But
I totally agree though.
But y'all know Spence ain't gonna do that. Spence is not taking no tune up or none of that. He got in that ring last night for a reason. He wants
I
to
knew
fight.
he was going to do that. He said up front he was going to do that.
Okay, man. What was that question again, Jay?
The
He
question
said he wanted.
we put him in. Spence got in the ring last night. Would you like to see him against Fundora?
All right. Well, like I said, man, I read these boxing tabloids of the periodicals all over the internet, and the interview with Samson Lenkowitz today, he said that him and Fundora, they both said that they're leaning heavily towards Errol Spence, and the reason was because it's a big money fight, and it's easier than Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford will be the next fight, but he realizes, man, he's in the driver's seat now. He can make the bag. A month ago, he was coming off a knockout of Brian Mendoza, and he was on the undercard. He was way down the undercard. He would have been on freaking show. He would have been on YouTube last night on the YouTube undercard fighting Boacek. That's who he was supposed to fight, and now he's a world champion, and not only a world champion but a unified world champion. I think he'll drop those belts because I don't think they mean shit as far as the money that he's going to make fighting Errol Spence. Spence is a drive too. Plus, they both fight for PBC. Easy fight to put together. I mean, it really is a natural. And then hearing this from his promoter and hearing it from his own lips, man, I'll tell you. Anybody wants to bet against it, don't do it. That's going to be the next fight, man. It's going to be Errol Spence and Sebastian Fundora. Title, I don't know. Titles can be bought, so the WBC may change their mind and may honor Spence as a former champion and deserving of an immediate ranking. You might see his name pop up within the next few weeks, bro. You know how these ratings go. So watch it. Watch if you don't see Errol Spence there, man. Then I'm a little crazier than you think I am.
Me personally, I don't want to see it. I hope he's done everything necessary to make the right investments and everything. And I like to see him just walk away in the sunset and enjoy his children, man. He don't owe me nothing else, man. I've been entertained, and I'm all right if he never fight again. That's just how I feel about it. Yeah. All right, Pitbull, man. The performance yesterday of Pitbull, man. What do y'all think about it? And what would you put? Who would you put Pitbull in with next? Bernard Hackett.
I thought it was actually a very good fight. I thought after the first round, Rolly realized that this guy might be a different level guy. And honestly, I'd love to see Pitbull fight Devin Haney. You know, Devin always said that he can't get a fight. He can't get none of the big guys to fight him. Pitbull just stepped to the plate, and I think that'd be a great fight. Devin Haney and Pitbull Cruz.
Okay. Kenny, Pitbull, yes, what would you like to see? How did you look at the performance yesterday and rate the performance, and who would you put him in with next?
I'd give him a C. You know, he didn't use his jab at all, man. You know, I want to see him fight Matias because he wouldn't have to look for Matias. He don't have the best footwork to keep up with Haney. But with somebody like Matias, he got a better chance.
That'd be a tough fight right there. Pitbull and Matias. Woo.
They're gonna meet right in the center of the ring.
Oh, somebody getting knocked out. Mr. Will, Pitbull performance yesterday. How you rate it, and who would you put him in with next?
Honestly speaking, I give him a C plus last night.
Okay, why?
I give him a C plus, and why? Because I didn't see any boxing skill. He can't box to save his life. He wasted a lot of punches in that fight. He was just like hitting a lot of fresh air all night. But the aggression is what did Rolly in. Because he just saw those punches whistling by his head and he panicked. That's what really happened to him. He fell apart. But as far as a skilled boxer, anybody that can box is going to eat Pitbull alive. He's strong. Don't get me wrong. He's a little thick neck dude. He's strong, but he can't box. I can't give him that.
Bruce Gas, Pitbull performance last night, and who would you put him in there with?
Well, I mean, his performance last night, as Mike Tyson would say, he was impeccable last night. He didn't throw a jab, but he had that impregnable defense, keeping that high guard up. And I mean, he exposed Rolly, and Rolly kind of, we were expecting that, man. Rolly's been given gift decisions for the last several times in the last few fights. I mean, he's had the premature stoppages. That belt was almost. They had security guards in the ring making sure nobody touched that belt, and they made sure Rolly walked away with that WBA.
Yeah, that's about right.
And so now Pitbull's taking Rolly over, and that division there's a fucking plethora of talent. Pitbull can't go wrong, man. You look at the old man Barrosos. I mean, dude, the other three belt holders. Devin Haney. I mean, even freaking oh damn, the names aren't coming to me because I'm speaking faster and my brain's working. But he is absolutely in the driver's seat. Pitbull did the right thing. And like I said, his ancestry goes back in Mexico for generations. His granddaddy's got a victory over the great Jose Pepino Cuevas, and you know that's how far back the lineage goes. And I mean, you can see how humble he was. His wife and his children were there, and man, you know, God bless Pitbull, bro. I mean, you know, let's see what he can do. Let's let him make some big dough. Who knows, man? Maybe he can come back and have a rematch with Tank. Maybe they'll be calling for that, and your boy will get some more action here, baby. So, hey, I love boxing, and last night, I got to give him an A for his effort, bro. He did the right thing, and he came home with the prize.
Right, Pitbull, man. I give him a C+B, and you know what? Get the old man out of here, man. Put him up there against Barroso. You know, let Barroso get some more money. You dig? They both got heavy hands, so put them in there, man. And you know, that type of fight has been going on since boxing began. The young man against the old man. So go ahead and get him on out of here, and or the old man get him out of there. But I wouldn't mind seeing that fight as they wait for a bigger fight.
The problem for me with that is, how old is Barroso for real?
Well, he was in my 6th grade class, so
yeah, okay. No, he looked like he could have been a teacher in your 6th grade class. I ain't gonna lie, the guy, he looks like he's an hour older than water. If you ask me. He really does, man.
What are you trying to say? He should have been on the panel tonight.
Oh man. Somebody call him, please, because he's definitely 50 or over. Matter of fact, you could call him in. What's my man named Ortiz from Cuba, the heavyweight? Luis, so call him too. Call Pop Pop too. That's what I call him, Pop Pop, when I see him.
Okay. Oh wow, man. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one, man. I wasn't ready.
But I'm glad you saw that, like I did, though, Jay, with the rating of Pitbull, because I didn't see any boxing skills with him at all. I mean, at all.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, I seen some old men in the past pull it off though.
Huh?
Yeah.
I seen some old men in the past pull it off.
Hey, yeah. George Foreman. George Foreman.
Well, see, you got to look at George's intangible factor here. George was a huge guy, so his size got him over.
Y'all remember when Davey Moore fought Buster Drayton and he said, "I ain't gonna let that old man beat me."
Yeah.
And Buster Drayton knocked him out.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of them like that.
It happens.
How about Leslie Stewart and Marvin Johnson?
Yeah. Well, Leslie Stewart really wasn't all that either.
But the old man beat him.
Yeah, but Leslie wasn't all that. Marvin Johnson wasn't either. Marvin Johnson could never beat the elite guy.
Marvin was tough as they come, man.
Yeah, he was tough, but he couldn't beat the real dudes. Michael Spinks owned him. Eddie Mustafa owned him. You know what I mean?
I remember when Eddie Mustafa beat him, bro. As a matter of fact, tomorrow was the anniversary of that fight. It happened in 1980, and that was on a card. They had four fights on one card on a Monday night on ABC. Any of you cats remember that? Larry Holmes against Leroy Jones. That's the night that Weaver knocked out John Tate.
Yeah.
Leonard with the most
Ray and Danny Boy Green.
There you go. Mr. Will knows what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
That was 1980 tomorrow night, man. I remember that like it was yesterday. What a fucking night that was. ABC TV, bro.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't touch Ray Leonard, man.
Oh yeah.
Davey Boy Green, that was that Irishman, right?
Yeah.
Yo, that's the one they had spaghetti legs the night of the fight, man. When Ray hit, they said the man's legs went down like spaghetti that night, man.
Yeah,
that was the same. Big John Tate fought that night.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
John Tate.
John Tate got knocked out with like 10 seconds left in the fight. He had won every round up to the point he got knocked out.
And that was with Mike Weaver, right?
Yeah. He got knocked out in the 15th round.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, John Tate, man, one of the most underrated left hooks in the heavyweight division. I mean, he knocked out John Tate with that punch. He knocked out Carl the Truth Williams with that left hook. He fucking.
He got a nice documentary on YouTube. He got a documentary on YouTube. When you get a chance, check it out.
I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old watching that fight. I can still remember. I was in my mother's room watching it, and it was a weekday.
Yeah,
it was a weekday. Yeah, it was a weekday. I was 12 years old. I was born in '68, so they had it in '80. So what's that? 12 years? Yeah, that's 12. Yeah, I was 12 years old watching that fight. I never forget, because I was a big Sugar Ray Leonard fan, man. Ray, you know, you from DC. You love Ray. I mean, it is what it is, man. You know.
Man, I love Ray. I'm from Baltimore, man. I'm my favorite fighter.
Well, DC, Maryland, Virginia, same car, man. Same car.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Okay, let me see. I think I got a few more questions for you fellas. All righty. How soon would you all start? How soon do you think Kermel is close to fighting for a championship? Are we anywhere near that? Is it a year from now, 2 years from now?
Well,
go ahead, Kenny.
He got the right people behind him. He can fight for a title fight. The 10, 12 fights is up to the team. You know, but I would take my time with him. But right now, it's like everybody say he's the next Tank. I disagree with it. You know, he looked like Tank, he built like Tank, but he got accumulation of punches before he gets you out of there. And because everybody say he looked like Tank, it's like they want to rush him, like, you know, to do what Tank did. And I don't think that's right. Let him take his time and do it, you know, do it at his time. But right now he's not punching like Tank was when Tank was 17, 18 years old, you know. But he's from a good pedigree, and I do see him being a future world champion, but he's not Tank, you know.
How soon would you have him fight for a championship, Kenny?
Another 18 months.
Okay.
I think if they keep moving him, another 18 months.
18 months. Bruce Gass, you Kermel's trainer, promoter, whatever. How soon would you have him fight for a title fight?
That's the only fight that I didn't see the whole length of it last night. I just caught the end of it. Like you said, they were calling him a little Tank, and I as I was watching him fight, I said, bro, he has that look, he just has that seriousness on his face, and those short, compact punches. I'm not that familiar with him, but he doesn't look like he's ready. What's his weight class?
130.
130. You know, there's a lot of talent in that division. You know, I think he needs more experience. You know, get a few more fights under his belt before you rush him in too fast. You know, like I said earlier, I didn't see the fight, and I'm not all that familiar with the gentleman, so I'm not gonna. I can't really answer that question.
I don't mean it in a bad way when I say he's not like Tank. You know, they got their own style, is what I mean. You know, I do see him being a future world champion.
Yeah, you're saying he's not punching like Tank. Tank a
right.
one punch knockout. Yeah, he
don't have the torque that Tank had, but he is punching.
Okay. Mr. Will.
Yes, sir.
How long before you will have him go for a title fight?
I'm sorry to say, I've never seen him. I'm familiar with him by name only. I know who I know what he looks like, but I've never really seen him at work. Last night, I didn't know about the undercard. I found out about that as I was looking at the main card. Yeah, so I mean, I had to go back and look at him, maybe try to catch some of his stuff on YouTube or something and give him a look. But right now, I'm not really familiar with him. I mean, other than, like I said, by name only.
Yeah.
You know, I'm supposed to be a prospect. You know.
Bernard.
I think it depends on who the champions are at the time with any fighter, not just Carmel, but any of them. If you reach if you hit a perfect sweet spot and you don't have 3 or 4 super dominant champions, then you might could slide a guy in early in his career and he could fight against a champion and beat him. But like I said, if you look at a situation where you got a division like the welterweight division last year, you had Earl Spence, you had Bud Crawford, uh, you had Boots Ennis, you had so you just had so many guys that were of a real elite level. You don't put a kid and jump them out there when it's that. But sometimes it's like the smaller weight classes, like 115, 112. You can get a guy to a title a lot quicker than you can get a guy at 47-1. So it depends on who's actually reigning as champion when that situation comes up. Can't say because of his age. It's because of who's available for him to fight.
Great point. I like how you answered that, because you were saying that, depending on who the champion is, that's important, because maybe the champions that's up there might not be as stiff as opponents, you dig, so he can snatch a title quickly because he's just that talented, but if the talent is up there that's stiff, you know what I mean, take your time with him, allow him to develop, so yeah, I appreciate that point. Great point.
Can I name a few guys that got rushed over the years and they got won because of it?
Yes,
I
sir.
would give you a few names if you guys. I know you guys will know who I'm talking about, though, but I think they were rushed. One was what is my man's name? He's the to me, Fernando Vargas was one. I always thought he was rushed. David Reed was another. And what's my man's name?
David had that. David had that.
Where Duran knocked his mouthpiece up.
Davey Moore.
Davey Moore was another one. Those three guys definitely got rushed.
But Reed had that eye that would close on him.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he could have overcame that. I don't think in fact, they pushed him into the fight with Trinidad. I think it was.
That was it. That was the last fight for him.
Otherwise, he was going to lose it. That eye wasn't going to open up anymore.
Yeah, but they rushed him along.
I know what you mean, and they did that with Tyrell Biggs too, also, bro. They pushed him.
Well, you know what? Tyrell was nothing as an amateur. I remember Teofimo Stevenson used to own him. Every time he fought him, he would break something on him.
Yeah, Tyrell's a nice guy.
Stevenson was a beast, man.
Yeah, no, he was. He was.
He was there with the best Tyson ever. That was a
fucking with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, but he used to beat the stuffing out of Tyrell when they were amateurs all the time. I mean, break his ribs and break his jaw. He used to just beat him up every time he fought him. And then, so yeah, I didn't expect a whole lot from Tyrell as a pro anyway. I really didn't.
But that's to your point. He was rushed. Dula said, put him in with Tyson because somebody's going to beat him, and he's not going to make the money. And he threw him in the meat grinder.
Yeah.
That does happen sometimes, but sometimes you got cream rises to the top. Because a lot of people thought that when Tank fought Pedraza, it was too early, but cream rises to the top. And Tank, he showed us that he was definitely ready. So sometimes, go ahead,
you never know who's special and who's a fraud until they're put in a predicament where they have to be special, or they're put in a predicament where they have to show they're a fraud. I think every coach thinks that for the 90% that their guy is the next up, but it's not until he has to get in there and prove that he's the next up do we know that he's the next up. We don't know if he was rushed until the end of his career.
Great point. Yes, indeed.
Everybody got their own DNA.
Yeah, I mean, and that's true.
Sure.
I think going to that point you were making though, Jay, the way that boxing is now, there's absolutely no reason to rush a young fighter. You have opportunities to fight for various belts en route to going to the main one. My son fought for the WBC youth title. That's something that they didn't have back then. You
Right.
know, they have NABF, NABO. You have so many ways to move a guy to get him the competition he needs to prepare him for the top guys, where you don't have to go from fighting upside down records to fighting dudes 27-0. You don't there's no reason to do that. You do have coaches who do it, and even the successful coaches, they always take when I talk to them, they always say, if we could do it again, I wouldn't have did that. Because they realize when you jump in that quicksand, it can only sink you. Very few people pull their way out. When you look at fighters, like Tank. They said Pedraza was early. Tank not only dogged Pedraza, but everybody since then. But you got to think he dogged everybody before that, and he's special. You know, sometimes you got to know how to slow down a fighter, and you got to be honest to a fighter and let them know everybody is not special like Tank. Everybody's not special like Earl. Everybody's not special like Bud Crawford. Some guys are very good, but that super special guy that's winning titles at super young ages. Sometimes we fall in love with something that's not there, and you can get a kid hurt. I thought Carmel did an excellent job. He showed me last night that he could actually go in his bag and box because it wasn't like he had a guy that he was going to run through you know. And this kid was also young. He was undefeated, and he was there. He got hit with some good shots, and he was still there. So I think if they move him correctly and everything goes right, he's gonna be a world champion. But it doesn't have to be tomorrow.
Facts. Great point. All right, last question. Yesterday was the debut of Prime and PBC first promotion. I'd like to get you all's opinion on how it went, how you like the production of it, just the whole overall, and give me a rating of what you thought about it. Bruce Gas.
I'm one of those cats that don't pay much attention to the promotions and the merges and who's transmitting it and where you buy it. I get on my computer and I go to one of my streaming sites and I just sit here by myself and I watch the fights at midnight or whenever they come in. But as far as the production last night, I like the way it went, man. And right now I like the way boxing's going because the card last night that would have been a whole month's cards on CBS Sports Spectacular. Every one of those cards could have been a Saturday afternoon main event. Every one of those fights. And if they keep giving that to us, bro, I'm going to promote it the best I can. Where I talk about it. Nobody knows about these fights. I go out in the streets and I tell people about. Did you catch that card last night? Awesome shit. He goes, no, who fought? Well, bro, Fedora won from Zoo and Zoo Costa Zoo. No. Boxing's a whole different fucking alley. It's a whole different island than it was when I grew up. And it's a specialty group that watch it, and they're catering to us. That's why that's where these mergers come in, and I see the fights are on Peacock tonight. It's a specialty audience because there's so much entertainment to go. But they're giving us good shit, man. And if they keep giving us the cards like last night, they'll keep me alive, keep my spirit going once again for boxing. And hey, let's keep it moving, bro. Shout out to my brother Reggie Owens out there, man. Shout out to everybody. We're gonna shout him out after, man. Too much going on here for me to pay attention to the chat, but thanks a lot, man. Everybody come in here in my room and on appreciation from the OGs to you.
Mr. Will, what do you think about yesterday's promotion?
I thought it was good. The whole production was good. It was good.
Good. What would you rate it? A to F. What would you rate it?
What I can say, I give it an 8. They did good. And that's just the first one out of the gate. So
yeah,
I'm looking for it to get better as time goes on.
Okay. Kenny.
I give it an A+, man. Viewing it from home. The main event, 12 days notice. They did a great job, man.
Yeah.
I give them an A+.
Nice.
It reminded me of a Don King card. The whole card was lit.
Exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bernard.
I give it an A as well. I think everything went seamless as far as what we saw as the production. I do think it gives us a lot of hope that a lot of young fighters will get to fight more often because of the way that they seem to be structuring it. And I think it's going to be great for boxing. I think they just took everything they were doing at Showtime and moved it over to here, making their own corrections that they couldn't make with there. And it's just going to be a great opportunity for not just champions but young fighters to showcase.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think they just have a wonderful thing that they got going on. And I think we're going to get more eyes on boxing than what we were getting due to that. Prime is in everybody's house. Everybody's house, man. And it's everywhere. It's easy to get on. Even as old guys know how to click it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't hard. I remember I used to have so much problem trying to get on DAZN, man. That used to be crazy for me. You know, so I'm glad that they made that deal, man. And man, I'm looking forward to it. We got hopefully we get Tank coming up soon, and we have another big promotion, man. And if it does get kicked off, I heard that the undercard for that supposed to be Fire and Desire, man. I heard some big stuff, man. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, because if that goes down the way they say it might go down, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, and maybe we'll get a young Jaleel on there as well. You dig? That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? He should be on that card, you know, because he normally is around when Tank is around, you know. So that's more exposure. You know, we got to get him before he become a heavyweight, man, because that boy moving fast.
Yeah, he's still a welterweight, man. He's gonna be a welterweight for a while.
For a long time.
I remember I was talking to one of the guys that was sparring with him. He said, man, I was interviewing him. He said, man, I don't know how that kid makes weight. He said he must cut a leg off before the fight, man. There's the kid up in Philadelphia. I forgot his name, man. Past champion. I can't think of his name right now.
J-Rock.
Yeah, J-Rock. Yeah. J-Rock.
J-Rock, my guy.
J-Rock said, man, that kid has to cut his leg off before he fight, because he said, I don't know how the hell he make weight. And then that picture that Coach Kenny put out today, good Lord, he swallowed Spence, man.
You hear that, B? You hear that, B?
Yo, look, Spence used to be the big dog in the welterweight division. Everybody talking about how huge Spence is. Man, Jaleel swallowed him yesterday. Hey, and no Diddy on that one, Jack.
Hey, man, he's a big boy, man. Like I said, as long as he making 47, and you got to see him, they all be shocked when they get in the ring. They be like, he didn't look that big yesterday.
Hey, give me Jaleel and Devin Haney. Yes, indeed. I want to see what the night of the fight, how much both of them weigh.
Hey, man, you done heard it. You done heard us say a million things directly and indirectly to Bill, even down to the we'll just spar with you. We ain't got to fight you. That is not happening, Jack. They do not want that boy. They do not want that. I think you got to be over. You might have to be over 37, and you got to be a smaller guy in order for them to chase you. But if you bigger, stronger, faster, and have a better overall, power rating, that's not even gonna be a conversation.
Say that one more again. Say that again.
That sounds like going out there, man.
Say
I
that
mean,
again.
once again, I said we've chased them around. We've said stuff to them directly and indirectly, and only thing we ever got is crickets or a good compliment, which is cool, But he only chased people over the age of 35, and they got to be a smaller weight class. If they his size or if they his speed, his whatever, he ain't doing that. Like I said, every time people, I laugh every time somebody bring that Tank conversation up because when Jaleel was ready to think about being a pro, Tank called him in. Calvin and Kenny called him in. When we was all in Vegas, they were supposed to be 8 rounds. Tank said crazy stuff to him. You a sucker, get out the ring. He's
It
like,
went 20, didn't it?
they
20
went
rounds, right?
Man,
they went 15 rounds. And
Okay.
Devin
15
Devin ain't gonna
rounds.
Devin not gonna stand there with no Jaleel and do half of that. He won't do half of that. Like I said, Kenny and Calvin said stop. They kept going,
Man,
and then
that
they
shit was
put
crazy.
the Showtime people out. They're like, I gotta go. If they won't stop, y'all
Hey,
gotta go.
that spawn session right there was crazy. 15 rounds, man. They was chopping, boy. Two alpha
Wow.
males hitting in the center of the ring. I'm like, God dang,
Wow. And y'all put Showtime out?
Yeah, they
man.
told them they had to leave. They was filming that night. This was
Yeah.
like 11 o'clock at night. This was like 11 or 12 o'clock at night.
It was rumbling, man.
Wow.
So
Wow.
And you
when
know
they
what? Hey,
speak of Devin, that's crazy.
Tank, Jaleel gonna go through his career. He ain't gonna go through nothing like that.
Mm, mm, mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, and like I said, last time we said something to Bill, you heard Bill's response. I said, "Hey, Slim, you going to 47? We'll be there." He said, "We'll keep it warm for you, young fella."
There go my guy, the Pope of Pugilism, George Hansen. You looking pretty dapper there, fella. You done came from church?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I thought George dressed for the occasion for a second, bro.
I'm like,
The panel ain't got that esteemed yet.
Listen, I was in church all day, man.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing
That's
wrong
what's
with
up.
that. Somebody in the chat say George looks casket sharp. Oh, that's terrible.
I don't know if I want that analogy.
I tell you, they brutal in the chat, yo.
I'm telling you, man.
They are brutal in the chat.
So I guess I missed a lot, Jay Hardcore.
Yes, you did, sir. Yes, you did. And matter of fact, I'm gonna bring you to speed real quick. What was your favorite fight last night?
You know, I love Erislan D. Lara. I mean,
Okay.
I followed him, man, for a long time. But I just love when recently, anytime people start booing him, he's a knockout artist now. And to admit that he's 40 years old and still fighting at 40, add 5 more to that. I would bet he's at least 45.
You got that Cuban age, right?
Yes, 40 Cuban age is 45 US. Well, so I love Lara, but I got to give it to Pitbull, who looked like a sawed-off version or a smaller version of Dwight Muhammad Kwawi, the way he was Not walking at all. down Rosie. So Not at he all. was very impressive. Not at all.
Okay.
It was a really entertaining card last night.
Okay. So which fight was your favorite though?
You know, I'm always gonna go with my Cuban brother Lara. People started booing, and he did what he was supposed to do.
Okay, cool. All right. Another question to ask you. Would you have stopped that fight, the main event, if you were in Zoo's corner? Would you have stopped that fight as a trainer?
You know, it varies, right? He wasn't hurt to the point. It's just that the blood was dripping in his face, and he was going to suffer from tremendous blood loss. And it wasn't a cut where you think it would be a detached retina. Would I have stopped it? Probably not. Do I believe the cut man could have done a better job? I don't know.
but when he left the corner, it was bleeding. Nothing was stopped. But would I stop the fight? Not really, depending on where the cut was. Was he going to suffer detached retina or something serious? I don't think so.
Question: do you feel though that Fundora would have won that fight if it was no blood?
Do I feel? It varies. Did the blood become a factor when stuff become a factor? Absolutely. But was Fundora, could he outbox Tim Tszyu? Absolutely. Yeah, he could have won that fight without the blood. But hey, it's like saying if grasshoppers had stereos in their backside, we'd have music in the swamp. We can't speculate. Will Tim Tszyu get a rematch? Absolutely. I think there was a rematch clause.
It's not. It's not.
There wasn't.
Not one written.
Oh, so Tim Tszyu was so confident he was going to win.
Yeah, it's no written.
Can I say this, Jay Hardcore?
Yes, sir.
From a managerial standpoint, we know anything can happen in a fight. The inevitable happened. Most people, Tim Tszyu was, people thought he was going to win the fight. The cut made a huge difference, dripping in his eye. Why would you not even, if you're the champion, always have a rematch clause that's just exercisable by yourself? You get my point?
Yeah.
But not putting it in there, is just
cocky.
No, it's just plain stupidity.
Oh, shit.
It's just plain stupidity.
Okay.
I mean, we got to call it for what it is. It's just like you go on your job and they're offering you life insurance for $5. Why would you decline it?
Great point. Spence, where you at? Okay, Spence got in the ring last night. Said that he wants Fundora next. Would you want to see that fight?
Can I say this? If the people that are handling Errol Spence truly care about his health and his well-being, number one, he had no business in that Crawford fight. He should have retired. When you lose 5 teeth, severe detached retina, and you needed reconstructive surgery for your face, there's no way you should be in a combat sport. Period. So I like Errol Spence as a young man. He's made a lot of money, but he's a world champion. He was a former world champion. He's made a lot of money. I don't ever want to see him get back in a boxing ring. He could get killed or seriously damaged based on the damage he had from that car accident.
I agree with you 1,000%.
He should. I don't think the first time he was. I'm. How can I put it? I'm not surprised, but I'm shocked that he passed the physical for the fight with Terrence Crawford.
Well, can I say something about that? I gotta go to throwback. Ali and Holmes, when they fought, Ali had Parkinson's then. Actually, he had Parkinson's from the Leon Spinks first fight on up. Really, I think he was starting to develop it around the times of Ernie Shavers.
Okay.
But definitely when he fought Holmes, I have a documentary about that. It's called Larry and Muhammad.
Right.
This thing is serious. And you could see Ali's feet were slipping from under him when he was trying to hit the heavy bag. His hands were shaking. He had to stop and look at him himself. And I mean, I'm just saying, but they gave him a license to fight.
And can I say this? If you make a lot of money, and it just goes to show that people, when it comes to certain instances where a lot of money is involved, it's just pure hypocrisy that we care about the well-being of the fighter. And based on the scenario you gave me, Muhammad Ali should not have been allowed in that ring with Larry Holmes, and he could have been seriously injured or killed.
Well, he was. He was already damaged, and you saw how the end of his life ended up. I mean, he was really no good after that, and then he fought Trevor Berbick the next year, which made no sense.
And based on that, I don't think if any, how put it, if people who do the medical exam are totally objective Errol Spence had no business in the ring.
I totally agree.
Crawford, and he has no business in the boxing ring except as a referee.
Yeah,
or
I
a ring
totally
announcer.
agree. I totally agree.
He should
I could
retire.
give you another reference point. Israel Vasquez and Rafael Marquez.
Mhm.
Israel Vasquez, they fought 4 times. By the time the 4th fight came about, Israel Vasquez was blind in one eye. They still let the fight go on.
Well, they
If
let
you see
Gypsy Joe Harris
Vasquez
fight
right
with
now,
one eye for most of his career.
yeah. You say
So
say that one more time.
They let Gypsy Joe Harris fight with one eye for his entire career.
Joe Frazier too. Joe Frazier had one eye too.
how
Nobody.
about the kid? How about the kid that was he was a fighter, and he's a commentator now.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, Abner Mares.
another person with one eye, man. I met one of his best friends, man, having lunch in Vegas one day,
Uh-huh.
and him and I just got into a in-depth conversation. He was like, man, you know, they turned him down in another state because they say he can't see out of one of his eyes, but he got approved in Vegas. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he had surgery since then. He can see now, but I sit with him and talk to him every time I see him. But yeah, he can see now, but he
oh, he
can't fight
can?
anymore. Yeah, he can't
Okay.
risk getting re-injured.
Right.
But he can't see out of both eyes.
Wow. See?
Yeah.
Hey, and it goes back to that old saying, peddling flesh. And that's what they called boxing back in the day.
Yeah.
Peddling flesh.
Yeah.
I think
and that's a heavy term right there.
Yeah,
I think Sugar Ray Seals had one eye too.
Yeah, so
You're right.
Ray Seals was legally blind too. Yeah, for sure.
I met him a couple of years ago, man. Awesome guy. They had a benefit concert for him. James Brown, I think he said, put it on, and he was able to get operated on, have lenses implanted, and then he sees now. It's amazing. And the sad thing about it is he ended up homeless after I met him. He was living in Indiana. Then he moved back to Seattle with his son, and he couldn't afford the rent. They priced him out of the apartments that he used to rent, and he was living in a church basement for a long time. And I sent, he had a GoFundMe. I sent $2 in his GoFundMe page. He might still be up there, but man, the great Sugar Ray Seals. He told me his fights with Marvin Hagler, the hardest fights that he ever had. He said nobody hit like Marvin Hagler, and he fought Marvin Hagler 4 times as a professional, man. Imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. These people, they pour out their lives for us in these rings, man. And for it not to have any type of pension or anything like that for boxing, it's just crazy, man.
Iran Barkley had some vision issues too.
That's another one, man. I ran I think his birthday was just the other day. I sent him a text. He's another guy that's gave us the greatest wars, and he's living on his Social Security every month, and his Section 8 pays his apartment, and it's fucked up, man.
But Jay, I understand what you're saying, that there should be a pension like for the NBA, etc. But the one thing we know, it's like being on an airplane. We know there's no parachute, right? There's absolutely no parachute. Are you going to jump?
I'm still going to jump.
You're going to jump.
I forgot how I was going to.
You're going to jump from a plane without a parachute.
Why not? I'm going to die on it anyway. Maybe I land in water and swim. I don't know.
I'm talking about you won't jump off a plane that's not going down, that is perfectly okay.
No. I thought you were saying it was going down.
I didn't finish, Judge. You cut me off. What I want to end it is now. I can see how fighters today, they don't want to be in that situation. That's why they're fighting not as often as the greats like Iran and Ray Seals fought, and they're wanting big money because nobody's going to take care of them once they stop fighting, and that's just the way it is. That's the business of boxing, and whatever they can fucking get, man. God bless them, bro. They earn it.
But the thing I'm saying, despite people seeing guys who didn't make money end up penniless, right?
Yes,
you still see thank God for the fighters who are smart to invest their money, like Lennox Lewis, right? We still see a great deal of fighters who are world champions or people making $1 million still going out and buying all these things, have no investment, there's no social security, there's no retirement plan, and they're still wasting their money on trinkets, Mercedes, 5 cars, and all this other stuff. We still see it happening today. We believe it would have been eradicated and athletes get smarter. What's the statistics? 86% of professional football players go broke after retirement, 2 years after retirement. I think it's about the same for basketball players. I think for professional fighters, it might even be higher.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. We need, these kids need to be educated better, man. But they're going by what
surround themselves with people who can educate them.
You can give them the resources and the advice, but it's up to them to take it,
Facts.
Most of them don't even get the resources or the advice.
No, but getting back to Fundora, man, Fundora just grabbed that brass ring on the merry-go-round, and he's going to cash that in for the big ticket. And that's otherwise, if he didn't luck out and if the chips didn't fall where they were, he would have fought Boa Huck, and who knows if he would have gotten knocked out or not. Even last night, personally, I think Zoo might have got to him with that right hand if that blood didn't discombobulate him after that cut after the second round. Because man, every time he hit him with that overhand right, he was wobbling like a fucking weeping willow in a 50-mile-an-hour windstorm,
But you know something else watching that.
So we can't, that's the way the fight went.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
You can't say that. Shoulda, coulda,
woulda, coulda, shoulda.
It went the way it was supposed to go.
Exactly.
And now Fundora is going to cash big on Spence for a relatively safe fight, and then make a huge payday with Bud Crawford. How can you blame the guy?
You know what I was doing watching that fight? I was looking at Tim Tszyu, and I'm saying to myself, thank God he didn't get in there with Terrence Crawford, because they would have arrested Crawford for manslaughter.
Hey, Bruce, I got this was for you. Now I know you've heard this before, but I gotta remind you: weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Yo, you went all the way back to the 70s, didn't
you?
Good Lord, weeble wobbles, but they don't fall down. I remember the commercials, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and you could not knock those things down. They will always pop up.
Well, and that's what was going on last night.
Wow. Hey, Pope pugilism. Bull. Greatest performance last night, and who would you put him in here with next?
Pitbull?
Mm-hmm.
You know, with Pitbull, I think for him, he's a small guy. You probably would want to try to get him a fight that you believe is winnable, or you put him in there with one of the champions, and he's not going to beat Haney. I probably put him in there with Lopez. I wouldn't put him in there with Subriel Matisse by no way. That's like a Volkswagen running into a Mack truck. So if I really like Pitbull, I try to pick somebody that he can beat, and before I put him in a unification match.
Well, he fought that guy last night. You know what I mean? Because the pickings are slim now.
It is.
But targets on his back.
Yeah.
Well, Teofimo Lopez is his safest bet. Haney will box his ears off.
Yeah, a guy like Cambosis or somebody like that. Yeah.
Subriel Matisse will knock him into next year.
Yeah, he would.
He's just too small.
He is. And he can't box. And he can't box.
I say sit him at Matias to get the pay. Or why risk losing and don't get that money?
Look, well, look.
If you want to lose, get the money.
with Matias, he can cash out. You know, he can cash out there because I'm telling you, like you said, he doesn't have longevity in the sport. He doesn't. I don't see him.
He's too small for the weight division, number one.
And he's limited skills wise.
Right.
He wasted so much unnecessary energy last night throwing punches at fresh air.
So I don't know. A lot of the motherfuckers hit the target though.
Later on. But I'm just saying it was a lot that missed too.
What I would do is exercise the rematch clause with Rolly.
I don't even think it's a rematch clause, man.
No, I heard it was.
If there's not one, we'll go out of market and say there's one. Rolly had a bad night. He wasn't. He wasn't a brothel in Reno, Nevada. That took his legs and and get Rolly to build it up.
Nah.
People are gullible.
We got to get the old man Barrosos in there, man. You know, he deserves. I think he's PBC too. Am I right?
I think so.
Yeah, right, bro. No reason that's belt against belt fighting.
When you speak of Barroso, I can't help but think about pension again.
The pension.
Get that man a pension.
That guy that they beat for the title, he was a guy that they kind of they threw him in over his head. It was a duck gone wrong or a cherry pick gone wrong or something like that, wasn't it? So Barroso, people like him, man. That's a story for people like him and that they'll back him. So he's
Jay Hardcore. Now that Pitbull has a championship, he can say that making the lightweight division was draining him, whatever, and get a rematch with Gervonta Davis.
Now you see what happened with one hand.
Well, can I say this? He went the distance
with a one hand fighter.
It doesn't matter. You can build it up. The 99% of the people in boxing don't study it like people who are vested in it. All he has to do is say, well, I had a bad night. I didn't eat something. I didn't get knocked out. I was sick. Now I have a championship. We can do it again.
I'm more sure that is on the horizons. If I had to bet on it, y'all know me. I'm about betting that $1. If I had to put my $1 on it, I'm more than sure we see that fight by next year.
He has a belt now, so he can say, well, he went the distance. Now he's at a more comfortable weight class. He had to drain himself. So,
the outcome is going to be totally different this time. The boy gets knocked clean out.
Yeah. He can't box, y'all.
Yeah, he gets knocked clean out. Clean knocked out, man.
He's not going to keep that belt.
I would take advertisement out on the bottom of his shoes.
Well, they said that the last Jay Hardcore. Look, how many people thought Pitbull was going to go the distance with Gervonta Davis?
Well, Pitbull had a reputation of being what he is. Well, he's aggressive.
Most people I spoke to in my gym thought Tank was going to put him to sleep within 5 rounds. Let's be intellectual now. No one thought he was going to make it past the 5th round.
He's the only one that went the distance with Tank, isn't he?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
That's not true. That's not true.
Who else?
I forgot the guy's name. 2 people went the distance.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Tank hand was hurt.
Well, it's not a long list.
It was hurt 2 weeks prior to the fight.
And Pitbull, I think Pitbull was in a brothel in Reno the night before. He kind of took his leg. He wasn't as strong.
Oh. Hey, Kenny, did Tank hit him on the top of his head and re-injure his hand?
The hand was injured going into the fight. We started to pull out of the fight.
Oh, really?
But we felt as though, he felt as though he was going to be all right,
Yeah, because I heard that
as soon as he cracked me.
I heard he hit the top of his head and he re-injured the hand.
I don't know if it was the top, the front, wherever you hit that head, that motherfucking hand going to hurt.
So Jay Hardcore, that would be a good fight, the rematch.
I love it. Distance. I love it because I just want to put put it at the bed, put it to rest. Let's put it to rest, because the Mexican community, they want to see that again. They want to see it again, and they are the ones that pay for boxing. So, you know what I mean? He knocked Rolly out. Okay, let's move on. Let's get it over with, get that out the way so we can get to the real task at hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's how I look at that, man. You know, let's get it on out the way, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable.
It's a marketable fight.
Yeah, come on. You got a Mexican fighter against American fighter, man. And he went the distance.
Right.
And they made him a superstar. He a superstar after he fought Tank. I'm being real.
What?
You see him in Vegas. People surrounding him, getting autographs and everything. They weren't doing that before the Tank fight.
Nah, ain't nobody rushed to fight him either after that either. Wasn't nobody rushing to fight Pitbull after that.
They did the same thing with Rolly when Tank beat him. They started asking for his autograph and shit.
Mm-hmm. And Rolly got that Broner thing. Then I'm not talking about talent. I'm talking about personality, where people just end up loving his ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I don't know, but he's still gonna get fights. Trust me, he's still gonna get fights. Just like how once Broner kept getting beat, he still was getting fights. He was still getting fights, and that's because people love Broner, man. And he's entertaining. He's entertaining
because he's going to say something crazy,
right? And people love that. People love it. They love the ratchetness, man. We're in a ratchet society. Yeah. That's what they want to see, man. They want. I just came to the final conclusion, just watching social media now, that the more ratchet it is, the more sellable. I mean, come on now. Look at the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight. If Ryan Garcia hasn't been doing all this stuff that he's been doing, would there be any eyes on this fight right now?
The world like controversy, man.
Unfortunately, it's that we
don't be surprised. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to say, don't be surprised to see Ryan Garcia, once he loses, come back and fight our brother, the crazy man himself, man, the crayon eater. Rolly was talking about fighting Ryan after he beat the Pitbull before the fight yesterday. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that fight still happen, man. You know?
Yeah. Because if let's say that he does lose, let's say Ryan loses, I can see them putting that fight together. The two losers fighting. Yeah. I can see that happening. Hey, but who knows? Ryan Garcia, for some crazy reason, might be Devin Haney's Vern Forrest. Who knows?
Anything is possible.
I'm just saying, you know, I gotta stir the pot. That's my job. I gotta stir the pot. He could be the Vernon Forrest, man. You know, who knows?
But you know what?
They went 3-3.
Ryan can't box either.
No, he can't.
Ryan can't box.
But I mean, he was look, the brother did well in the nationals. What 12 to 15 national champ? Come on now, you got to be able to do something to get that damn far. I ain't gonna just say he chopped liver. I'm not gonna give him that. I can't do that. He can whip me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen here, fellas, man. I appreciate you all. Another beautiful night, man. Another win, man. I appreciate everybody showing up again. The name on the screen right there, Wim Old School Art, was the guy that gave me the idea to start the Old Timers show. So I want to salute Wim Old School. I appreciate the idea, you know.
Salute. Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
He's the one that.
Jay, now
yes, sir.
About Old School. Are you coming to the fight at the Leocourt Center?
When is it?
27th.
Sure. You got credentials for me?
No, but I sent you the info to get the credentials.
I didn't see it. Where did you send it to me at?
I texted to you 2 weeks ago.
I'm gonna have to go back. I don't remember that, but not to say that you didn't. I just don't
I did.
remember it.
Remember we spoke about it.
Okay, well, I'll make sure that I look at it today then, and I'll put my credentials in. All right, but listen here, fellas. I appreciate Lottie Dodd. Before you get out of here, want everybody to give whatever you want to say to the people before you get out. If you want to shout out your platform, that's fine. Whatever. Bruce Gas, what you got for me?
Hey, bro, I once again always appreciate talking to the OGs up here, man. Makes me feel young again, speaking to these older guys. And I got a bunch of people that have been watching it on my channel, because we share this platform on Sunday nights. And I like to shout you all out, but man, once these guys get going, I don't want to cut anybody short. I learned that while I've been doing this YouTube stuff. It's better to let other people speak. Let them get it going, and we keep it boxing. But man, I just want to shout everybody out there who came into my channel to watch this, man. Don't think I didn't notice you. I've been noticing you, and thank you all. And once again, I'll see all you cats next Sunday, man. God bless you.
God bless you. Bernard Hackett.
Once again, I enjoyed the panel. I enjoyed the discussion. I love the way that you keep the topics lively. I like the learning the new stuff I learned from some of these guys about fights I knew about and didn't know about. And I'm always glad that we're keeping attention on some of the young fighters, because in order for boxing to grow, we always got to remember the young ones.
Facts. For people that don't know, man, who is your son, man?
Welterweight prospect. Well, he's number 38 by the WBC, the youth silver champion at the welterweight division, Jaleel Major Hackett.
Amen. And the boom shagalaga to that. If you're not following him, please follow him. That's Jaleel Major Hackett. Mr. Will, what you got for us?
Thanks again. That's all I can tell you. Another great show. I love being on here with you guys, and I really appreciate every one of you. And it's always a pleasure for me every weekend.
Pleasure having you on, my brother. The Pope of Pugilism, George Hanson Jr., Esquire. What's up, fella?
It's always a pleasure, Jay, being on here with the panel, and just being amongst people who know boxing, the history of boxing, and are still actively involved in boxing. And you can tell by the way people participate and engage that it's truly a passion. So it's always fun being on a panel with everyone who's truly passionate about boxing. So thank you.
We appreciate you showing up, my brother. Coach Kenny.
I ain't got a lot to say. Just want to tell everybody that's got a full cup, pour half of it out. That way you always have room for more.
I know
that's right. That's right.
Love over hate.
Love over hate. Amen. In the boom shagalaga, man. I appreciate y'all always showing up, man. It's a highlight of my Sunday for sure, man. I can't wait to Sunday evening, man. I'll be trying to think in my mind how it's going to go, and it never goes the way I'm thinking it's going to be. It's always better. You know what I'm saying? And that's because of you all, man. Y'all make it what it is, man. And it's like a great soup. To get a good soup, you got to have a lot of different ingredients, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got right here, man. Putting you all together, man, it's just a perfect soup, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. For sure. Other than that, man.
Or you can get a good Southern woman and get a good soup.
That's right.
Or you can do that.
Hey, if you search around up north, all you gonna get is oozing noodles and Kool-Aid.
Okay. Well, we're gonna stay away from oodles and noodles and Kool-Aid, okay?
You know what I mean?
Other than that, man, it's another day. We're gonna do it again first thing in the morning. The regular hangout, 8:00 in the morning. Don't meet me there, beat me there. And next Sunday, I'll see you fellas. Salute to you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
No doubt.
And to the chat, man, I appreciate Lottie Dodd and everybody that showed up in the chat today, man. Bruce Gas team, man, I appreciate you all always coming in and rocking out the hangout. I appreciate y'all coming in here and rocking out. The Twitter crew, I thank you for coming up in here, man. Instagram crew, I thank you. I thank everybody, man, that showed up in the chat. I know we don't have a lot of engagement, but it'd be so much conversations going. It's hard to do the interaction as much. But let me let you all know you all are muchly appreciated, and couldn't do it if it wasn't for you all, man. So I thank everybody that's in the chats, man, and I salute you all. Other than that,
you said it better than I was, bro. It's hard up here when we're talking to 6 boxing minds and to pay attention to the chat. But there's been some incredibly good chat going on, man. They're suggesting some great matchups out there, man. And, you know, it's just too bad. But hey, man, we definitely appreciate that, and keep that shit coming up, man. Troy Graham, another one who's usually here, bro. Can't drop that link now, Troy, because we's going home.
Yeah, we's leaving now. I was wondering where Troy was at. Okay, well, other than that, it's your boy Jay Hardcore Boxing News, and I'm out of here. How you turn this damn thing on?
All right.
And we out.